So the Perseus is in game, and man, does she kick pretty hard. So guys, I've had the opportunity the last couple of days to play around with it. I always like to kind of play around with the ships before I do a video on it. I don't just like jumping in and pretending like I know how it feels and stuff like that. So I've actually had the chance to like actually get some missions done, play with a few friends, and see how it overall functions. Now, I realize the title of the video says, why the low hit points, and there's a reason behind that is because I keep seeing this everywhere, and I think the whole issue with this ship is right now is like, I'm not gonna call it drama, but all the questions around it because of the hit points. And when I say hit points, I mean it because the Perseus has like 380 something thousand, and the Polaris has like 3.9 million, and it's a gigantic gap. And the whole disconnect from the whole thing, I believe, is because of the price, right? So Perseus non-war bond is $800, and you think, man, for 175 bucks more, I get a ship that's double the size, and it has, you know 16 times more hit points or whatever than the Perseus does. So like 380,000 or 389 or 84, whatever the numbers are right now, versus the 3.9 million of the Perseus, which is a capital ship. And that's the issue, is the price doesn't go in line with, the size of the ship and the class of the ship. The Perseus is labeled as a heavy gunboat, right? And I understand that they have priced it so high. Personally, with how it is now, I think it's a little high, but here's a small caveat to that. Now, after we've been playing with it, you can honestly effectively crew this thing pretty decently with 3 people. And you're just not going to do the Polaris that well. This ship can get in. It's a little maneuverable. If you have somebody who can pilot decently, and after me piloting the ship and doing some like gauntlet missions and things like that, if you have somebody that can anticipate which shields are going to go down, and they can start moving and rotating before that shield face goes all the way down, you can be extremely effective with this ship. The PDCs are definitely helping with the fighter, some swatting them off. Even with the nerf, they're doing okay. And those guns, those size 8 guns, just hit so hard. And once I got used to the rotation and stuff, we ended up tearing through a hammerhead like so quick. So, that's the caveat to it. Like, if you're somebody who doesn't play with that many people like myself, this 3-person ship is like the perfect get around. They upped the cargo to 96, and as you can see, you can obviously fit more than 96 SCU in that cargo bay. And we're gonna do a quick walkthrough. But guys, that is just the intro of this. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Do I think the hit points are a little low? Maybe they're a little low. Do I think they should be like close to the Polaris because of the price or something? No, I do not. I think it's settled okay right now. I think later, maybe if they would bump it to like 450, 500 ish, maybe, or maybe, of course, we're missing so many systems. We're missing engineering. We're missing armor and stuff like that, and how that's going to change like the whole overall hit point stat things are is going to be like a time for another topic. But guys, we are going to take a look at this ship. I just wanted to go through it, talk about it. Maybe I'll have some more topics as we're going through the little walkthrough of it. But yeah, we're going to walk through this ship. I'm going to show you some of my favorite things, some of the things I love about it. Maybe some things that you missed, because I actually missed them. Even watching other people's, reviews on the ship, I like some things that I missed and they didn't say. So let's take a look. And real fast, before we jump into that, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way because I know people are going to ask in the comments. So yeah, I ended up getting a matching armor for the matching paint that I have on the ship right now. It's a concierge. I don't plan on keeping that armor or anything. I'll probably end up just melting it, but I thought it was cool to have for the video. And hey, I don't know, maybe I'll keep it around if I'm using this ship like a ton. But yeah, so concierge paint behind, it's the white with the gold, and it kind of has like gold veins running through the entire paint. I thought it was pretty cool. I definitely know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people with these warships want that solid dark color, kind of sinister looking paint, and I actually ended up picking up another one of those, and towards the end I'll throw that on there to let you guys see it. It looks more, I guess, more military, more destroyer-like. It's the navy blue, I guess, with the red and the silver. So I'll throw that on towards the end of the video if you're interested in that, or you just want to skip ahead to see it from there. But yeah, so just for anybody who's going to ask. So now that we're going to start this little tour, I did want to throw out one negative for me, and that is that there is no medical facilities on board. I know that's been said like a billion times already, that they can't believe there's no medical facilities, and you know the trade-off is you can throw a a NERSA or a C8R Pisces on here, whatever, and I do plan to keep my NERSA on board here. But just after I've walked through this entire ship, I've seen what the crew is and what the ship is used for. But I just can't believe that there's not. It seems so out of place to me that there's nothing, just one tier 3 med bed somewhere for the crew after they go through a battle or something. It seems misplaced to me. And I know that there's nothing that can be done with it now because you can't go back and probably stick a med bed somewhere unless something is redesigned. But yeah, it just seems misplaced. So that is my one negative. Can be easily worked around by putting a NERSA in here, and I hope they've fixed the issues with anytime you get hit by one tiny size 1 missile, the whatever's in the cargo bay blows up vehicle wise. So hopefully that gets fixed. Last patch it was happening to me in the Asgard, so hopefully this patch will get that fixed. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this walk around. These windows, like when you look out these windows, you can kind of, looking at the glass and the armor, you can actually kind of get an idea of how they wanted to, show this by showing how thick the actual, hull of itself is. I thought that was really cool. Really cool idea. Of course, this is our cargo bay, holds 96 SCU, and it looks like we could probably fit some more up. I'm sure some people are going to be throwing some stuff on the top levels from here now when they're doing a run or something or looting. First off, I want to talk about the torpedo rooms. They are awesome, very cool. You can see them all. You can get them all in there. I know they went over that in the RSI video, but one thing that I love that maybe people didn't cover every single time is right here. You have the ability to load and have others ready to go in. So you can actually carry 20 extra torpedoes. So you can carry the 20 that you have and 20 more that you can take out of here and manually reload. Now I wish there was like an idea where you could like push a button and it would like automatically reload from the back, but hey, no big deal. I'm not gonna balk at that because it seems like pretty minimal to grab it and throw it on there and then go on to the next mission. So that's pretty great. And it gives a spot to carry them when like you come across another Perseus and you're gonna loot them and grab their torpedoes. Very cool there. Again, same on the other side. Here is the other 10 with the other 10 for storage. So this is awesome. This is one of my favorite parts about the ship. I love that they gave the extra storage for this. Very cool. So let's do something fun. Let's jump up to the top level and let me show you like one feature that everybody has probably already covered, but we're going to take a look at it because it's just, it's just neat. Run around here and we click open. And who doesn't love a basketball court? I guess if you get a Pico ball, you can shoot some hoops or something like that. Maybe they'll put an actual ball in. That would be neat if they would have actually gave us like a little stand over here or something like that with a basketball on it we could have grabbed. That would have been super cool. But hey, at least we got the court for now. Let's go ahead and go to the, let's talk about the main deck right here. So we have our escape pods. We have our main deck elevator, which takes you to the different floors. And then we have our engineering deck and our crew quarters. So let's go ahead and start with engineering deck. I love that everything is here. Everything can be get to. It's all compact. And I think they said that they moved some stuff around because the engineering deck, I think the engineering deck was originally right behind the bridge and they moved it because they needed to make it bigger, which was cool. Cool design. I love the captain quarters being on the top behind the bridge, just like they are in Star Trek. The the captain's quarters is always usually like right off the bridge. So moving into the mess hall, got a table. Got our pool table. I'm not sure I guess the pool table being in the mess hall is perfectly fine, but I always thought that would have been like some recreation area. But I guess in this ship, it is the recreation area. You know, you've got some shelves and stuff for whatever we end up using, and we have a whole kitchen that's just kind of there for display and role play and absolutely useless right now. Maybe one day when crafting comes in, we'll be able to craft our own drinks and our own food and kind of like start stocking this stuff, which would be kind of cool. Just a role play and kind of put it in there when you're in groups just for fun. We get bored when we're in quantum. So moving on to the crew quarters. Pretty simple here. Just, you know, you got your beds, you got a seat, you got your toilets in here. No big deal. It's pretty standard RSI. You do have your mirror with no head. Ta-da! They forgot our heads. So moving on, we're gonna go over here, and we have our little armory, which I think was really cool, right off the crew quarters. I mean, that's good design right there to you know, to actually put it where it's more legitimately should go, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got our, you know, you got heavy weapons, you got our pistols, you've got the rifles, ammo, stuff like that. Then we have our suit lockers. Really looking forward to this feature. I know it's probably going to add some time to gameplay, but I think being able to take your suit off, wear regular clothes when you're in the pilot seat. But if you notice, like the recent video that came out from this, you have some of the guys in regular clothes on the turrets, and then you have kind of have like the captain in his armor still. So just something of note. And yeah, cool armory. Alright guys, let's move on down. So let's go. Let's call the elevator. And let's move to the upper deck. Let's go to the upper deck. I know I missed the turret on the other side. But we're going to go ahead and keep this going. We're going to keep this moving along here. Alright, so right here we have our, you know, more escape pods for the crew. And this right here is our captain's quarters. So again, bridge up there, captain's quarters here. So pretty cool. Some shelves for, you know, our flare and stuff eventually. I know some people use it. I did a few of it for some videos and stuff like that. And man, the time and the physics right now just yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. The captain does get his little personal weapons rack, which is very cool. And then of course his little bed, and we have the storage locker above it. We have our the suit locker for him and the bathroom area. So very cool that the captain's quarter comes with all this and a nice little bench. So moving on to the bridge. But before we get to the bridge, I want to show you guys this. It was mentioned again in the RSI video, but they showed the door, but you know, they didn't show like what you could do when you go out there. So opening this, it leads you to the airlock, you know, and they did say that, you know, it was right behind, it was a bad position, so they added like way more extra security doors for, you know, breaching whenever breaching and stuff comes in. So there's actually 3 doors to breach. You have this outer door and these 2 inner doors to breach. But you can come out here on the ship and there's actually a walkway. So when you're landed on a planet or something, want to have some fun, get those cool screenshots, yeah, you can sit out here. But yeah, as you can see, this is the paint with the gold, kind of gold veins running all through it. I still think it was pretty cool. Like I said, definitely know it's not for everybody, but this is another look at that paint. So moving around, you can walk up here and go on the other side. Again, there's another one, but there is no entry point over here. It's just the window. You can't get in from this side. So let's move on to let's run over here. Let's get to the bridge. Let me show you guys the bridge. Nothing too noteworthy here at the bridge. We just have our 3 seats, which is really cool. We do have another weapons locker here on the bridge for the crew, the bridge crew. And that's basically it for the bridge, except that I just want to note that it has a gorgeous view. It has a gorgeous view overlooking that, you know, big size 8 gun, the Medusa. It's just absolutely fantastic. All right, guys, we are going to now, we're going to go back down. And we are going to go to the lower deck. And at the lower deck, that's the cargo hold again. And if you go this way, you have the lower turret. So here is your lower turret right here. And that lower turret just takes you to the bottom of the ship. And if we come out this way, again, this is the top, this is the front of it. This is more of the rear of the ship right there. We can just climb the ladder real fast, go up to the main deck, go forward, and you see that you have the upper turret 1. And that takes you to the front turret that we were just overlooking. Now, guys, there's tons of signage on the ship. They even talked about that in the video, talked about how they did better with the signage everywhere, so you kind of don't get lost and you know where you're at. These are the engineering terminals and probably torpedo launchers for if somebody wants to take control here versus... or sorry, engineering console here, torpedo console here for if somebody wants to use the torpedoes manually. Now, when I said the crew, 3 people can crew it's because you have two manned turrets. You have the big, size 8 Medusas that'll take 2 crew, and the pilot gets control of the torpedoes, and it gets control of the top turret, which holds 2 size 3. So the only turret that you're missing is the under the nose turret, which is another set of 2 size 3 Gatlings. Now, why a 4th member is great, you can crew it with 3 well. It's not necessary as long as the 2 main guns are taken, and you have somebody able to do the torpedoes and the extra 2 size 3s, I think. Now this ship isn't nimble, so what are size 3 is going to do to like a larger target, not that much, and you don't get that much ammo in those. So it's really for swatting down like light fighters, which the pilot has more of a hard time doing because they're so maneuverable. So it's better to have people on the remote turrets, but that's okay. If you have 3 people on the bridge, one of the people get control of that top turret, and the pilot loses control, while another one gets the front lower turret. So, 2 cents on that. But guys, that's really going to be it for the walkthrough. I'm trying to keep this as a little short, but give some good information, maybe some stuff you happen to miss or just wanted a different kind of walkthrough on it. But yeah, like they said, you can fit different stuff in this cargo bay, which is really cool. But oh, I love that this is the same as the ship. Glad I hit that button because I completely forgot about that, guys. The interior has the gold and stuff on the interior as well here on the docking collars. So yeah, guys. So yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think? If you're still here and you've made it this far, let me know what you think on it. How are you liking the Perseus? Do you have it? Do you own it? What paints do you like? And that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna stop this here and jump to the exterior with a couple of different paints just to show those off, and we're going to close the video out there. So the first paint we have here is the resilient paint, and so this one, it just keeps growing on me because it just gives me more of that, I don't know, destroyer vibe, military vibe from like, kind of more now times or whatnot. But the design and the way they added the patches of the grayish blue, it just keeps giving me more and more that feel. And this paint particularly just keeps growing on me, and I may have to just get rid of the concierge paint and put this one on there eventually. But for now, the concierge paint can stay. I do like all the gold, but for a warship, it may be a little too fancy. This one just gives me a better vibe for the overall ship. So what do you think? What do you guys think about this paint? Yeah, leave comments. Let me know what paints you guys are liking. So let's move on to the last paint, and it's going to be the paint that y'all saw in all the videos with the red nose, but I'll show you what it looks like just sitting in the hangar. And it's a limited time paint, so I just wanted to pick it up to check it out, but we'll see if that one stays around. But yeah, like I said, this one seems to be growing on me quite a bit. All right, guys, so this is going to be the Insight paint. Probably my least favorite. I picked it up because it was a limited, and I thought I would like it more if I saw it like in person, like in the hangar. But the whole front being red versus the black and kind of gray on the bag. It's just not for me. I like the other two paints better. I do like the concierge paint. It's a little bougie with the, you know, all the gold and the gold veins running through it, but you know, I think it's gonna look gorgeous, like flying over like Lyria, like a white planet in the snow. I'm a little partial to the white. Even my Asgard, I left in the stock paint because the stock paint was white, and I wanted the white paint on the Asgard, so that actually saved me some money on paints there, which was nice. I never really cared for that copper paint, so yeah. So guys, that's all I'm going to show for the paints. I didn't care for the other ones as much as the ones that I've showed here, but you know, to each their own when it comes to paints. Everybody likes something different. It's really cool. It's just an opinion, and your game and your money, and that's how we have some fun. So guys, that's where I'm going to leave the end of this video. That is kind of my 2 cents on the Perseus as it stands now. You know, we're only a few days into it. Maybe later we know things get nerfed. We know things get buffed. Things get changed all the time. You know, the whole change with the PDCs and all that. We never know which direction any of it's going to go. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your 2 cents on all of it is. And definitely when it comes to like I said in the title of the video, the hit points and the price. And always guys, if you're new to the game and you've made it this far and you're still listening, if you want to join Star Citizen, you can use my referral code. It'll be in the link of the description. Use that. We'll get free goodies. No sense in buying into a game and not get the free stuff just by entering a little number in, right? So, yeah, definitely use mine. If you have another friend playing, use theirs. And that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you again, as always, for the support. And I'll see you guys on the next one.